The IJN Fubuki. I finally came to my mind and review this ship, and the only reason that I do that is so I could talk about Kancolle Fubuki and how great she is there, and also that you should watch Kante Collection because the Udachi loves to. Sorry about that. I'll let my Kancolle weeb side out. Where was I again? Right. Fubuki. Fubuki is a Japanese destroyer which was built in 1927. So after the First World War, the Fubuki class were supposed to be most powerful destroyers in the world, which they were. They remained pretty long in service, so long that World War II happened, where all Fubuki class destroyers fought in. But enough of her class, more about Fubuki herself. She was assigned to the 11th Destroyer Division and had been deployed in the Hainan Islands. Later on she has been put into a group with some cruisers and EDs, but sadly no cargo. She had many battle, so many that I'm too lazy to name them all, so let's skip to her end. In the Battle of Cape Esperance, Fubuki's luck ran out. She was hit by gunfire from American ships and sunk. Almost half her crew survived. Well, enough of her story. Let's see if Fubuki is that great in game 2. Fubuki is a destroyer with the rarity type of elite. You can get her only by gacha, so be ready to waste some cubes if you want her, but don't worry, then while you trying to get her, you will get some visits from our favorite ship, Sandy. Because Sandy's drop rate is so fucking high, I got like 100 Sandigos at least since I started playing this game, but let's finally see the stats. Oh god, can't we just end the guide here? Well anyway, let's first check her firepower. Her firepower is pretty average, and by that mean bad, and by that mean it's almost non-existent. It's a real joke. I mean, look at this, only 54 points there. You get almost the worst firepower, only some other IJN ships and the Bullins. With that you could be happy to kill anything at all. But hey, IJN ships are most of the time torpedo boats, so I would say let's check this stat next. Her torpedo stat is a lot more interesting, since she got an A rating there. Fubuki has one of the best torpedo stats in the entire game. Well, if you don't count the ships that are above her. She has a really high base stat at 463 points, which is really nice, but there is one specific ship that can do the same, and even better in other parts. Next on the list is her HP. Health pool wise she is rather average. You got 1498 hit points to begin with, which isn't that bad for a destroyer. It is not as great Z23 but still okay. If we count to that her evasion, which is a little bit above the average, we will get with that a decent survivability. But wait, there is more. Then there also exists a stat called speed. And let's consider that you're not a pleb like me and play everything on auto. With that extra speed you will have good conditions to dodge, so shells and bangs A ships, but more importantly, torpedoes. Lastly, we got her anti-air. Let's be real, you won't take down any planes with it. The AA of Fubuki is awful. You're getting pretty close to get the title of the worst AA in the entire game, but for that we would need to remove the Bullins first. You will have a hard time if you lack AA ships, so I suggest having some Sandy the meme or my waifu Cleveland for good anti-air, but don't worry too much about AA, since it is mostly important in late game, so no need to worry that you won't finish some maps. The struggle begins after 10-4, where you can't clear maps with only your favorite waifu. But back to the Fubuki guide. There were mostly her stats. Now I would say, let's see what perks she got. She has 2 perks. The first one is Special Leadership. It grants buff to all Takuga destroyers, or simply said, to these ships. It increases your firepower and evasion up to 30% and your torpedo damage by 10%. That skill is especially handy, since it buffs your evasion by 30%, and having more evasion is always good. But anyway, the more ships you got from the Fubuki or better said Takuga class, the better the perk is. But as we all know, having 3 destroyers isn't the best idea. The next and also last perk is a barrage. It's nothing special, a boring barrage and that's it, but enough of her skills. Let's see what you should equip on Fubuki. First of all, her main battery gun. For that, we simply take the French single MLE guns, or the twin 127mm guns. since you don't have great damage output to begin with these guns. The focus is rather more on the torpedoes. As for that, you will go without homing torpedoes. You want good DPM and for that you need to play on manual, so go with the 610mm quadruple torps or the 533mm quintuple torpedo mount. These would be the best choices, but if you really want homing torpedoes, go with the quintuple ones. Next on is her AA. For that you take your typical Bofors and octuple pom-pom guns and you ready to go. And now most importantly, her auxiliary equipment. Since you already have such a great torpedo stat, I would suggest you to improve it even more. So try to equip oxygen torpedoes for both slots. With that you will get some good results and also get a small increase in DPM since it boosts the reload by 10 points each. There isn't much else you could equip. You could maybe take a repair toolkit if you struggle, but I suggest you the torps more. With that we pretty much got everything we need for her. So, what ship is Fubuki? Fubuki could be a lot of fun, and since she also is in Kancolle, there is nothing to complain about. But jokes aside, she has good potential, but there are simply better ships out there that can do the same or even better. But hey, for that we got nice skins. I mean, just look at this. Isn't this the cutest thing ever? But anyway, with that we covered Fubuki, and our list of meme guides grows every week. So, until the next video where I hopefully already got my 10,000 subscribers, Robot Voice out.